Hello there. Hopefully the background noise is not, you know, horrifying, but here we are. So what I was wanting to do is kind of show how I structure my study time. Because although I did make that video, I actually do study. And, yeah, if I don't sit down and manage my time and break it down into something that I can do and it doesn't feel too restrictive, it doesn't feel like I'm going to make excuses about it, it makes a huge difference. I'll end up just sitting there, anxious, feeling like I'm not studying enough or I haven't covered enough or what am I doing with my material. So I just wanted to kind of go through what I do and maybe you could implement this in some way to help you out with your material. So the first thing I think about is what media I have to look over the material. So most of the time for my regular study material, I would have a PowerPoint to review, I would have the book to read, and I would have an audio lecture to use as well. So what I would like to do in that case is to read the material, take notes on it, and then listen to the audio and kind of just go back over my notes or make note of any place where I feel a little confused. And then I'll take time to either try to find something on YouTube to color the parts that I really didn't understand, or I'll make flashcards from the stuff that keeps slipping right out of my brain again. So what I did in this case is I started by writing the amount of hours that each audio lecture was, and I followed that up by how many pages I needed to do in the guidebook and in the workbook with the amount of days that I have, all divided evenly. And so this is how it ended up breaking down as I have patient assessment. I have 3 days to study it, so I need to do an hour and a half audio lecture a day, 10 pages in the study guide, and 9 pages in the workbook in order to keep up with the schedule. So the next thing that I did was write up a calendar. For me, I have to take in consideration appointments, plans I've already made with friends. I had to put down my husband's work schedule because that depends a lot on if I'm going to be able to study or not. And then I went through and marked the days I would be able to study, giving myself 2 days each week off so that way I have time to rest and I'm not totally overloaded. The other part of the schedule that works so great for me is that it's a little bit every day instead of trying to cram it all in a few days. I'm not a crammer. My brain just does not work that way. In order to get stuff to deep storage, I really have to space it out and just be consistent. And the more consistent I am with my little bit of studying a day, the better that I'm going to end up doing. So with all those details in mind, this ended up being my master schedule that I have made for the next month and the rest of this month that will lead up to my big test. And that is how I make my schedule for studying that is not too demanding, that I know that I can stick with because I gave myself breaks and I didn't give myself too much in one day to try and accomplish. So I hope you can use it and help make up your own study plan. Good luck.